I just wanted to say, for Women Against Rape, the people who are voting on this must know that every time they cut benefits, it means more women stuck in situations of domestic violence where they are being assaulted, and for all they know, their children are too very often, or at least suffering, because the benefits are not there to give her that possibility. The housing is not there, or if they do, they'll be plunged into such terrible poverty that she's really choosing between a rock and a hard place, and many women end up staying in situations which are dangerous for them because they have no choice. Now, the people who are voting on this know that. They profess that they're against domestic violence, but in fact, the policies that they're putting it through are increasing it. That's something that people in the country know too, and we won't allow it.
Can I just add to that, in fact, with the last round of welfare reform in 2009, one of the things the government announced to wage work and they brought the age down to when our youngest was age 7, which meant we had to be job seekers along with every other person who may have had children or not, and we had to find childcare, we had to find wages that even fed 3 children or 2 children or even 1 child. And the only reason you were given more time, we thought that women who are facing domestic violence in particular should not have any kind of time limit on when they should go back to wage work, so that you had time to get away with the kids, to resettle the children. And often, as Ruth said, children have been through an enormously traumatic time, let alone yourself and what you have faced physically, but the kids are absolutely traumatized, and it takes a lot to settle our children, to make sure they're safe, to pick them up be able to pick them up from school, to be able to take them to school, to be able to go in and meet the teachers and make sure the new teachers know what the kids have been through. All that kind of detailed caring work we have been stopped from being able to do now because we've had to become bloody job seekers. And mothers in that situation are only given 3 months grace before you have to go back on becoming a job seeker. Now, within 3 months, that is not enough time for yourself to get over the trauma and for the kids to get over the trauma. And the other piece to do with domestic violence is the fact that they're cutting the social fund. They are abolishing the social fund now with this welfare reform. Now, the social fund is absolutely vital money that we can apply for to help ourselves with emergency deaths. For example, we're escaping to a safe place, and when we get to the new place, we have got no bedding, no bed, no cooker, no plates, no cups and saucers, nothing to sit on, no blankets for the bed. Okay, that's what the emergency fund was used for those of us escaping domestic violence, for those of us coming out of prison who have got nowhere to go and need to reset up,
and then they take the children into care.
Yes, and so they're abolishing the social fund, and they're forcing us now to go to our local authority instead. Now, local authorities have no plan, money, no ring-fenced money, sorry, I'm looking for the word. There's no money ring-fenced by local authorities to make up for this social fund. So really, it is a massive cut, and it means we won't be able to find emergency money. And as Ruth said, our kids will be taken into care because one of the children loses a shoe on the way home from school, or loses the winter coat, or the windows get broken. There's all kinds of accidents happen in the home. You may have a little fire in the home, or you get burgled, or you've lost your purse one day. You've just cashed your benefits and you've lost the purse. I mean, there's many, many, many ways, especially when we're families under stress, that you lose money, or you need an emergency payment. And when we can't keep our homes together, I'm going to have social workers on my case saying, well, look at the state of this home. The kids are in a smelly bed. The kids haven't got enough blankets. Where's her coat? Why hasn't he got proper shoes on for the winter? And the next thing, they'll be taking my kids away. Cuts are threatened by this government, and we're all here fighting it against it. And now we've just heard from Housing Justice that some people are renting out garages with a bucket in it as housing. We hope the Lord and the MPs can hear us, because we're not going to tolerate. We're going to keep fighting together against this and other legislation that is they're forced out to work, single moms are being forced out to work, or people with disabilities can't even leave the house because their DLA has been cut or taken away from them. We're not going to have it. We are campaigning here every week. We're coming out this Wednesday. We're going to be here 1 till 3. And every week there have been different people coming out. Some of us have been here every week, but other ones are coming. So the movement against this disgusting, brutal legislation is growing. Like the movement against all injustice and discrimination is growing. People are squatting places. If they're going to make us homeless, then we have a right to squat all the places and occupy. There's going to be bigger tent cities everywhere. There's already tent cities and occupations in public places, in marketplaces, outside Cathedral and St Paul's, out of in Sheffield, Nottingham, Lancaster. I met a whole set of people this weekend, and more people are going to be occupying, because if we haven't got any place to live, we have a right to occupy. And what about all the money that is being let off the companies through tax evasions? How come the MPs tell us to pay our tax, but they let off all the companies which are not paying their tax? If they paid their tax, if the government didn't spend so many billions on war, then there would be money for all of us. There would be no need for cuts. In fact, we deserve more benefits. We deserve more youth centres, more libraries, more higher wages. Why is there a freeze on public sector wages when there's all this money? We can see the money. We're not stupid. And we're going to fight back all the way until we get what is rightfully ours. And we're coming together from many different communities. There's single mothers here, there's immigrants, there's people with disabilities, there's pensioners, there's people from the church, from housing groups, from occupations, from different countries, and we are not going to go away. We are going to keep being here, and we're going to get more and more of us and keep fighting till we get what we're entitled to. I feel very strongly about this issue, those of us affected, and people who are sympathetic to what even worse hardship this welfare reform bill will cause. Anyone else who'd like to come? We're going to be here again on Wednesday, this Wednesday, 25th of January, 1 till 3, same place, same time. Everyone is welcome. And then we're going to be back on the 31st of January when the final reading will be heard. So we really look forward to seeing you again outside the